I get those goosebumps every time you come around, yeah. You ease my mind, you make everything feel fine. Worry about this time, way too done, it's way too done, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time I knew that I'm lit, yeah, you on my mind, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah.
What's going on, everyone? This is Zach with StrictlyShisha, and today I'm reviewing the oBowl from OxideHookah.com. Shout out to our friends up north. Much love to you Canadians. My mom's actually Canadian, so it's always a special place in my heart for you guys. This product is very different from a lot of the other bowls you typically see me using. It's not made from clay or shisha ware or even stoneware. It's actually made from aluminum. And that has a lot of great benefits to be made from aluminum. Not only that, but doesn't this look great on this beautiful hob hookah? This metal on metal setup. I definitely love the look of this bowl. But a little bit about this bowl. It's actually milled from a solid piece of aluminum on a CNC machine, so it's very high quality and it's perfect every single time. Every bowl will be the exact same. It's a funnel style bowl. Definitely reminds me of a Ferris bowl, but it's a lot more shallow, which is a positive in my opinion. And it's made from aluminum. And they say it's made from food grade aluminum. I don't know what that means. It's not really edible, but I'm assuming it's really high quality aluminum. This bowl holds about 20 grams of tobacco, plus or minus, depending on how you pack it. Today I am smoking some trifecta apple pie with a little bit of vanilla and a little bit of twice the ice. And how I packed it was, I mixed the flavors very evenly on a plate and I fluff packed it in the bowl. Just sprinkled around the edge. I used a poker to make sure it's nice and even, and I packed it right up to the lip of where the heat management sits. And that for me has been the best possible way of packing it. You can pack this more of a dense pack, but I feel like it uses too much tobacco in comparison to the longevity you get on the session. With a fluff pack, it burns nice and evenly throughout. And it's a very simple pack. Just fluff it in there and you're good to go. But like I said, this is compatible with a heat management device. As you guys see, I'm using the Ottoman Ignis today, which I also got from Oxide Hookah. Compatible with your Lotuses, even your razors. I'm not a fan of the razor, so I wouldn't recommend the razor. But the combination of the oBowl with the Lotus or the Ignis is a fantastic combination that performs extremely, extremely well. But let me take a few hits for you guys and show you the performance. Look at the clouds. Don't just take my word for it. Don't just let me tell you that this bowl performs well. Look, the evidence is here. This bowl rips. The clouds are huge. I'm getting full flavor at it. I'm really happy with the performance on this bowl. The draw on it, it's not super wide open like a Goodfella. It's not restricted like an 80 feet. It's right in the middle, so you get nice open airflow. When you pair it with the heat management device like the Ignis, there's virtually no restriction at all. I love the pull on it. You can use this with foil if you want to add a little more restriction to it. I don't personally prefer to use this bowl with foil because the lip on here is a little larger than I would prefer, and you end up packing a lot of tobacco when you use it with foil. So this for me is going to be strictly a heat management device bowl. But the fit on the heat management device with this bowl is perfect because it is made from aluminum. There's no error when it's handmade. It's always made from a machine and it will always fit perfectly. And it gives me a sense of security knowing that my Lotus or Ignis will not fall off. One thing a lot of people are worried about though, and this is one of the biggest concerns, this bowl is made from metal, obviously. It's gonna get hot. And I actually did melt a Egyptian grommet with this bowl. That's how hot this gets. I actually tested it out with my own hand. I touched this bowl and it's way too hot to touch. So learn from me, don't touch this bowl while you are smoking it. It does get extremely hot. But on the flip side, it actually cools oddly quickly. So for all of you wondering about packing bowls back to back in this metal bowl and having to wait forever, you don't. All I do is I take these hot coals off, extinguish them, go make myself a drink, take a few minutes, put some coals outside, fresh ones to start smoking with, and then 10 minutes later, I timed it, you can actually grab the bowl, no problem. After 15 minutes, it's actually quite cold. So you don't have to wait an extensive period of time for the bowl to cool down. But there's no such thing as thermal shock with this bowl. If you didn't feel like waiting and you had no patience, grab an oven mitt, pick this thing right off with the coals on and everything, and put it under the sink and cool it down rapidly. You don't have to worry about with a clay bowl creating microfractures and actually degrading the bowl. It won't break down the bowl in any way. And that is just a different perspective to combat the argument that you can't repack bowls back to back in this bowl. I haven't had trouble with it. But another major concern of this bowl is there's no silicone sleeve around the bowl to insulate the heat like the Sky Bowl. But in my experience, I haven't needed it. It retains heat extremely well. It bakes every gram of tobacco in there. Obviously you see it smokes well. I could even walk away, go make a sandwich and come back, and it won't overheat. There's not an excessive amount of heat on here. It doesn't burn the tobacco. It seems to maintain the perfect amount of heat to bake the tobacco. I think that's because the aluminum is so thick, and it's supposedly really high density aluminum. And this bowl weighs about 264 grams. And that's comparable to about what a mason bowl weighs. So this bowl is actually very thick, and I think it's very high quality. And even knowing that it's made from a single piece of aluminum, I'm not worried about breaking this bowl. I've actually already dropped it and it still looks brand new. It wipes out perfectly clean. This bowl still looks brand new, and I put it through a lot of testing. The coating on this bowl, it's anodized and it's sandblasted, is this matte black finish. Not only does it look gorgeous on this metal pipe or even any sort of setup, but it functions very well. It almost has this like hydrophobic feel to it where water doesn't want to stick to it. It almost looks oily, tobacco doesn't stick to it. It wipes out very well. And I think the quality on this finish is even nicer than a lot of the hookahs I own. It is a perfect quality finish to it, and I don't think it's gonna scratch or break down in any sort of circumstances. So the quality overall on this bowl, it gets full marks for me. If you're gonna compare this bowl to other aluminum bowls, like the Sky Bowl or the Manzari Crown or even the Apple on top, I think the performance of this bowl, the amount of tobacco it uses in comparison to the longevity of your session, how easy it is to use, this bowl for me is fantastic, and it's in the similar price range. Oxide Hookah, a great vendor, also the maker of this bowl, is selling this bowl for $45 US. I think that is very fair for the price that you're paying for a bowl that's gonna last you a lifetime. I'm not worried about the finish breaking down. I'm not worried about it scratching. As I said, I've already dropped it. So this bowl is gonna outlast even my clumsiness. A few things I noticed about this bowl though, the actual inside chamber here actually tapers and then opens up. So when you actually put a grommet in here, it actually won't shove all the way through, and it will actually stop at the perfect distance. So I actually recommend you guys put the grommet in the bowl first and then put it on your hookah to ensure a safe fit. Because it is made from metal, you're not really gonna be adjusting it after it goes on your hookah, and you wanna make sure it's on there very securely. I've also noticed when you put coals on here, it's very loud. You can actually hear all the sizzling, but it doesn't seem to make a difference for me. Every single session, it's like pss, pss, at the beginning. It seems to just work just fine, and it heats up perfectly. So overall, like I said, there's a lot of pros to this bowl. The only con is, like I said, it uses a lot of tobacco with foil, so it's not as versatile, but I think the fact that it's gonna last forever and how it performs, this is a great bowl that I would recommend you guys pick up. So check out oxidehookah.com if you guys want one of these bowls. But thank you guys as always for watching. I'll see you guys on the next review. Bye guys.